Hi Mark, I see that TBTE runs workshops and trains trainers. Can you tell me about the workshops and what makes them unique?
Absolutely. So there's two separate things that I think really it makes TBTE unique. One that is hugely important is the techniques that we use. We teach things that just are not being taught, or teach them at a level that's not being taught. And we really focus on actually curing dogs and getting them over their problems, making them feel well about the world around them, and really teaching them how to be free and make good choices and be comfortable with things. And these techniques can be applied to every behavior problem that exists in dogs, from wildly overbearing, aggressive dogs to the most fearful dog on the planet, separation anxiety, confinement anxiety, dogs that are uncomfortable with strangers, dogs that don't know how to play with other dogs, interaction with just everything you can think of, and teaches the dogs in a way that's tremendously comfortable for the dogs and for the people. So that's very unique. The other thing, though, that really stands apart with TBTE, and I really don't think there are any parallel opportunities for it in training, is that our workshops are set up to be part of an ongoing process for trainers to learn. One of the things that's always bothered me about dog training is that people don't really become deeply knowledgeable and skilled in dog training the way they do to become a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant, or whatever else. And it's not just that there are not standards that certify people, it's really that there's not the depth of teaching there. So in our workshops, first of all, every weekend workshop that we do begins with a Friday introductory seminar. In that seminar, we lay out the basics of what we do in TBTE, the actual techniques that we use and how they affect the psychology of the dogs, and how to use and apply them. Everyone who comes to a weekend workshop has to go to an initial Friday workshop so that they understand, at least on an introductory level, the technical basis for what we're doing. If they didn't do that and they showed up for our training on Saturday and Sunday, they literally wouldn't be able to understand what we're doing. And actually, the more experience a trainer has, generally the more difficult it is for them to understand and relate to what we're doing, because it's very different from how they typically think about things. When they've gone to the Friday session, then we have some common language and understanding that we can talk to them about what we're doing in the weekend. The weekend workshops are really great because everyone is different. We have different dogs there, different issues. People see different applications of the techniques. And these are priced in a way that it's very practical economically for a trainer to come to 2, 3, or 4 of these a year. And really the best way for a trainer to interact with these is to be coming to one every 3 months if they can. We have a number of them around the country, and we do repetitive series in particular places to make that easy. We also have them available online for people who can't make it to one of our locations to do these. And very important, we have a closed Facebook group, which is only for trainers who have been to one of our workshops. And I should mention, probably about 20% of the people who come to our workshops are pet owners. So you don't have to be a professional trainer to benefit from these. But they're really structured to take those people as deeply as they want. And of course, a lot of our pet owners are people who are involved in some kind of activity with their dog that really drives their interaction. But as an example, a lot of them may have a dog that can do very well in obedience. We had one client who said her dog was capable of doing everything it needed to pass the rally test, but it couldn't go into the training area because it was very reactive to people and dogs. And the dog was about 7 years old, been in training that whole time. Through the TBT techniques, we were able to teach her how to resolve those problems. And boom, first time she took her dog out, got us rally title, and did really well. But what we really want to do is we want to teach trainers to have the kind of depth and intensity of knowledge that people do in other professions. So we encourage people to do these on an ongoing basis, to get involved in our closed Facebook group, where in between seminars they can be asking questions about the work they're doing, maybe a client case that they have that they're dealing with. that we can help them through. And we're working on putting together a certification process for trainers that will really be much more involved than any other certification that's out there now. So that if you get a TBT certification, you will know how to work with dogs. It's not just that you spend X amount of time or X amount of money at seminars. You'll really be able to solve complex behavior problems. So from the very beginning, we find when people go to one workshop, literally they tell us it changes their lives, it changes their view on dogs, it changes what they can do. And that just increases with every repeated exposure they have to TBT workshops. We have people that have been to 7 or 8 workshops and are very excited to come to more.
Thanks.